Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're taking a look at an institution that is way more than just a static campus of bricks and mortar. We're exploring the University of Engineering and Technology, Taxila, or as it's commonly known, UET Taxila. It's this absolutely fascinating story of a resilient institution that evolved from a displaced, kind of nomadic pioneer class into a massive national tech hub, one that literally powers and protects its nation.
But before we get into the heavy technical data, the defense contracts, and the super strict campus laws, I want to ground this explainer in the human element. Take this quote from the current Vice Chancellor, Prof. Dr. Mohamed Inayatullah Lakan. He says, "Entering the doors of UET, Taxila, you are stepping into an environment dedicated to fostering innovation, creativity, and excellence." It's a perfect summary, really. It sets the tone for everything we're going to look at today.
Okay, let's dive into this roadmap. We'll start with its nomadic engineering seed, move on to the modern academic framework, check out its military and industrial symbiosis, explore the self-sustaining ecosystem, and wrap up with campus culture and discipline. Section 1. A nomadic engineering seed. From a displaced class to ancient educational soil.
Okay, so to really understand UET Taxila, we have to rewind back to the 1970s. Back then, severe overcrowding at UET Lahore forced some pretty drastic measures. They desperately needed a satellite campus, and they needed it fast. What's really wild about this early timeline is the sheer geographical gymnastics they had to pull off. Because of land delays in Taxila back in 1975, the university actually opened in a temporary camp over 300 kilometers away in Sahiwal. It wasn't until 1978 that they finally migrated north to their permanent home. And get this, they built the campus right next to the ruins of the ancient Gandhara civilization, literally the exact same soil as Taxila, one of the world's very first global universities. Talk about historic roots, right? Then, in 1993, they secured an independent charter officially splitting from Lahore. By the 2010s, they had completely re-engineered their academics to focus on modern, four-year computational programs.
Section 2. The Modern Academic Framework. Scaling academics for global recognition.
Once UET Taxila gained that independence in '93, it didn't just grow, it aggressively diversified. Today, the academic engine driving this place is massive. It's structured around 5 core faculties: civil and environmental engineering, electronic and electrical engineering, mechanical and aeronautical engineering, industrial and telecommunication engineering, and computing and data sciences. Think of these 5 pillars as the central nervous system of the university, managing 14 completely distinct engineering and computing departments.
But, just having departments isn't enough. It's the validation of the degree that really counts. UET Taxila operates entirely under something called outcome-based education, or OBE. Thanks to this rigorous framework, they've actually achieved Level 2 accreditation from the Pakistan Engineering Council. And why does that matter? Well, it directly aligns the university with the Global Washington Accord. So for a student, it means a degree stamped in Taxila is instantly recognized by major global economies all over the world. It's a real game changer.
Now, let's break down the financial economics of attending. The institutional fee structure is heavily bifurcated. On one hand, you have the subsidized open merit category at around 55,300 rupees a semester. This is reserved strictly for the absolute top provincial exam scorers. On the other hand, you have the self-support or rationalized tier. That ranges from 110,000 to 145,000 rupees and is meant for non-quota market entries. Basically, it's a system carefully designed to reward high academic performance with deep state subsidies.
Which brings us to a very specific, honestly kind of surprising question. Why on earth would you build a campus next to a tank factory? I mean, it seems like an odd place for a university, doesn't it? Well, national planners actually had a very deliberate strategy in mind.
Section 3. Military and Industrial Symbiosis. The brain trust for tactical defense manufacturing.
Yeah, the geographic placement of UET Taxila was definitely no accident, and this brilliantly illustrates the real wow factor of this institution. The campus sits practically shoulder to shoulder with heavy industries Taxila, which, by the way, manufactures main battle tanks, and the Pakistan ordnance factories. UET Taxila essentially acts as a civilian training partner and a brain trust for these highly secure military hubs. Faculty and postgraduate research scholars are routinely tapped to design automated workflows, test the chemical compositions of armor, and provide software algorithms directly to the state's defense manufacturing infrastructure. It's a totally symbiotic relationship.
Section 4. A self-sustaining ecosystem. Thriving independently from external urban centers.
Because the campus is situated 35 kilometers away from the twin cities of Islamabad and Rawalpindi, it kind of has to function like its own independent micronation. And at the heart of this 163-acre campus is a massive 10G optical fiber core link. Managed by the Network Administration and Research Center, this dedicated ultra-high-speed connection feeds gigabit internet directly from the Higher Education Commission to every single academic block, cafeteria, and open-air lawn on campus. It's literally the digital lifeblood that keeps this isolated ecosystem connected to the globe.
The physical living arrangements are just as carefully engineered. Standard merit dormitories feature shared multi-bedrooms for juniors, single cubicles for seniors, and these really interesting student-managed messes. But they also have specialized international student enclaves. We're talking 32 distinct apartment-style flats with independent bedrooms, TV lounges, and utility kitchens. These are reserved specifically to accommodate international scholars visiting from places like Yemen, Palestine, Somalia, and Sri Lanka.
If we look at the demographics within this ecosystem, the student body is currently split at about 78% male and 22% female. To support this diverse multi-ethnic hub, which, by the way, includes dedicated seat quotas from all over the country, the university maintains highly secure, fully gated residential grids. This ensures absolute perimeter safety for everyone, particularly in the independent female dormitories.
Section 5. Campus Culture and Discipline. High stakes, strict rules, and intense student life.
Life at UET Taxila requires some serious commitment. Just take their dining system as an example. They don't use, well, actually, they skip expensive commercial caterers altogether. Instead, they run a hyper-efficient, no-profit, no-loss system managed entirely by the students themselves. The students elect a mess committee, they go out and buy raw ingredients directly from local wholesale markets, and then they audit the weekly food ledger down to the exact rupee. It's an incredible, hands-on exercise in practical management that ensures maximum affordability.
Now, because the university has a strict zero-tolerance policy for political student unions, all that youthful energy has to go somewhere, right? And it gets channeled into these intensely active non-political societies. You've got the Quaid-e-Azam Debating Society hosting mock trials, the Media Club handling high-level video production, and the UET Adventure Club. That one is especially cool because they take advantage of the campus's proximity to northern Pakistan by organizing rigorous alpine trekking and wilderness camping.
But listen, when it comes to academics, the leniency drops to absolute zero. UET Taxila enforces a rigid 75% automated attendance law. If your attendance drops to 74.9%, even by a fraction of a percent, the university's digital system automatically locks you out. There's no way around it. You cannot generate an exam admit card, you are barred from taking the paper, and you receive an automatic failing grade. Absolutely no exceptions.
So, the crucial point here is that discipline is absolute. The university code explicitly bans weapons, any sort of political gathering, and ragging, which is essentially hazing. And these aren't the kind of rules where you just get a slap on the wrist or a friendly warning. No way. Violations bypass the standard warning track entirely and go straight to the discipline committee, frequently resulting in permanent expulsion. The stakes are incredibly high.
When you step back and look at the whole picture, the evolutionary arc of UET Taxila is just astounding. I mean, it started as an overcrowded makeshift camp hundreds of kilometers away from its intended home, and today it is an internationally accredited, self-sustaining brain trust. Its graduates systematically go on to fill major leadership roles in public engineering systems, like the Water and Power Development Authority and the National Highway Authority. It literally powers the nation's infrastructure and defense.
Which leaves us with this final thought. If a displaced pioneer class can endure those early nomadic years and evolve into a globally recognized tech hub, literally standing on the ancient ruins of Gandhara, what limits are there to where the next great breakthrough might come from? It's a powerful testament to the sheer resilience of education and industrial innovation. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and keep exploring.